The next layer of this message must now turn toward the one we will call the USA Frontman, and why such a role required precisely the kind of presence that could hold the weight of this mission as it began to move more fully into the collective field. And so, as you begin to understand why such an operation had to come into being, you can also begin to understand why it required a human face, a public figure, a visible focal point within the great theater of your world. Someone through whom many streams could pass at once. Someone capable of drawing attention from every side. Someone who could hold the gaze of the collective long enough for deeper movements to unfold behind the curtain. The one we have called the USA Frontman fulfilled this role with extraordinary precision, because the mission called for a figure who could stir immediate reaction, reveal hidden programs within the masses, and bring the sleeping emotions of millions straight to the surface where they could finally be seen. A gentler figure would have soothed the public. A quieter figure would have passed through the field with little friction. A polished figure would have preserved comfort. Yet the times called for activation, and activation required pressure, required intensity, required a public presence powerful enough to shake loose what had been buried within the collective for a very long time. This is why the role took the shape that it took. And this is why the one who stood in that role became so central to the movement of the operation itself. Many among you have looked upon this frontman and felt strong reactions moving through your being. And these reactions were part of the revelation. Some felt admiration. Some felt resistance. Some felt enthusiasm. Some felt irritation. Some felt hope. Some felt deep mistrust. Every one of these responses exposed something already living within the field of the collective consciousness. And this is one of the reasons he was so valuable to the operation, because he acted as a mirror more than a politician, as a catalyst more than a candidate, as a public instrument through which the hidden contents of humanity could begin to rise into view. Through him, millions began revealing themselves to themselves. Through him, long-held emotional structures came into motion. Through him, tribal identities, conditioned loyalties, inherited fears, and buried longings all began arranging themselves in front of the human race in a far more visible way. The operation, therefore, gained a tremendous advantage through the use of such a figure, because a mirror that stirs the whole room serves awakening in ways that a neutral face never could. What mattered was the intensity of the reflection. What mattered was the impossibility of indifference. What mattered was the way the image of the man became a screen upon which the collective projected its own unfinished material. Consider how this worked within the wider architecture of the white hat design. A frontman of this kind drew attention from every corner of the planet. He generated conversation in homes, workplaces, newsrooms, parliaments, intelligence circles, financial circles, spiritual circles, and military circles. He became a point of fixation for supporters and critics alike. This made him an ideal signal junction, because messages placed around such a figure traveled rapidly, magnified rapidly, and reached audiences that otherwise would have remained disconnected from one another. The operation could therefore move within the wake created by his presence. Words, gestures, pauses, signatures, repeated phrases, symbolic choices, tonal shifts, staged appearances, carefully timed declarations, and even the emotional weather surrounding him all became part of a much larger field of communication. Those who watched only the outer theater believed they were witnessing a personality in motion. Those who looked more carefully began sensing patterns within the movement. Those who listened more deeply began to perceive that many layers were active at once. Such a figure allowed the operation to speak to several audiences at the same time, because each audience heard according to its readiness, its level of awareness, and its place within the larger unfolding.